Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the best of 30 days of sketches. Today's sketch is from, I want to make sure I say it right. It's on the screen. Brenchevia. Um, it's an awesome sketch. I remember doing this sketch before, and I think I struggled with it a lot more last time than I did this time. And I think I kind of left out that vertical line last time, if I remember correctly. Anyway, it went so much easier this time. I don't know why. I don't know if that's because I had the embellishment cluster already done or what. But yeah, I actually enjoyed it a lot more this time than last time. So I am pulling out a bunch of stuff from, let's see here. It's either going to be from Vicky Bouton's Sweet Rush or from Color Study. I've kind of got a mix of both things going on here. I think most of the stuff you see so far is from Sweet Rush, with the exception of the vertical piece, but the scallop piece that's attached to it is from Sweet Rush. So I am documenting my son's dog, and that's his girlfriend and their dog in the photo. And the dog is Momo, who you guys might recognize her from previous layouts. But this is on Easter, and she's got a pair of Easter bunny ears on. So this layout is called Momo the Easter dog. And in case you're wondering how she got her name, she is named, Noah named her. Basically, there is a dog in a children's board book that's like a search and find, and you have to find the dog in the photo, and the dog looks a lot like this dog, and the dog's name is Momo. So he just called her Momo, and that's the name that stuck. And so I am using this embellishment cluster that I created just a couple of days ago, and I just had a little bit leftover paper of that grid paper from Felicity Jane. And then the yellow background paper is actually from my Mind's Eye, I believe. Nope, I'm wrong. It's from Authentique, I think. Anyway, it's from one of the two. How's that for being decisive? No, I'm pretty sure it is from Authentique. And then I pulled out my Fisker's hexagon punches just to create some hexes that would work in the background, just like in the sketch. And I'm using just scraps of paper that I had left over from the, most of those scraps are from Color Study. They're not from Sweet Rush, but the rest of the stuff is from Sweet Rush. So I'm just pulling out the three colors, the orange, the kind of working from the colors in the two flowers on the embellishment. So I've pulled out the orange, the turquoise, the pink, and then the yellow is the background paper basically. So I'm liking the way that this is coming together, and I chose the yellow because the inside of the bunny ears on her head, which may be very difficult to see on your screen depending on how you're viewing this. If you're watching on a phone or something, it's going to be harder to see, but the inside of her ears are yellow, and so I thought that would work well. She matches everything because she's black and white, which is great for scrapbooking. I can add any color I want. And then his girlfriend, she just is wearing like a black sweatshirt, and her pants have a little bit of green in them, so it works. And as you can see here, some of these hexagons are not full hexagons. They're just enough to pop out and look like a hexagon because they're coming out from behind the papers. And I think that works well. I had cut the turquoise one at the wrong angle, so it didn't hide that it wasn't a full hexagon, but this orange one works for that fact. You know, it covers it up. Also, I thought it was interesting when I was done. I didn't really plan it, but there are 3 of each color. So if you are trying to make something work, you know, working in 3s, it does work well together from a design standpoint, and having 3 of each on here worked great. I did decide to add some black ink after I had stuck everything down. So, you know, I had to go and pull everything up and modify it to add some black ink. I did actually move the photo on the right hand side up just a tad, And so I pulled things up more than one time. At the end of the day, it doesn't look like it. I did a whole lot of work to do that, and it looks like a pretty simple layout, but I kind of forgot to leave more room on the bottom right hand side for the title. And I had thought, well, I'll put it at the top, above the photo on the right hand side instead. But then I really liked the way that it was situated on the sketch, and with the font that I wanted to use, it worked better to be below the photo because I'm going to use a really blocky font just underneath the photo for Momo. And then the Easter dog is in like a handwritten font that doesn't, like, if it was above the photo, it wouldn't like line up right above the photo. It would have a lot of gaps from the ascenders and descenders. And so it worked better to have the title below the photo. So I'm going to move everything up. I also didn't have a lot of that black and white grid paper left. So as you can see, I only used pieces of it on the outside of the top photo and the outside of the right hand photo. And I think it works fine. I don't think there's any problem with that. It kind of just brings everything to kind of together. It almost tricks your eye into thinking that it's all one piece of paper, even though it's not. And then I'm fussy cutting out some more flowers to match the embellishments, or that embellishment cluster that I created. And then I decided that I wanted a smaller flower like that pink, yellow, and orange flower, but there wasn't any smaller ones on the paper that I'm cutting up. The pattern paper, they are all very large, even though they are slightly different sizes. There's nothing that is really small. So I found one in one of the Sweet Rush sticker books, and I pulled that out because I didn't want them all to be identical. I didn't want everything to be super matchy-matchy. So I went with a larger one that has the turquoise center and the yellow outside, to kind of change things up just a bit. And I'm liking the way that it's looking, so I'm going to go ahead and glue everything down using my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. And then I am going to work on my title. So I pulled out these stickers. I honestly couldn't tell you the name of these. If that's something that's interesting or of interest to you, I could look it up. Oh, actually, you know what? They're really handy. They're called Rockabye. And so it's kind of like a smaller block font. I decided to go ahead and use those for her name. And then I didn't have any more of this handwritten font in black. These are from Freckled Fawn, and they don't make them anymore. So I still have a bunch in my stash. I do have to actually glue them down because they tend to try to like cup once they're on the paper, and then they start to come up off the paper. And so to make them black, as you saw, I just went over them with my Sharpie. And then I wanted the tiny word "the," and so I pulled out this airplane. I think it's called, I don't know, it's something Planes is the name of the stamp set from Lawn Fawn. And I stamped the word "the" because it has a phrase in there that has "the" on it. So I was able to just use that tiny word. And then I am adding the last of the title that says Easter Dog. And I'm going to play around with the placement of the letters just a bit to kind of make them look right, kind of get the spacing right. And that takes a little bit of finagling because there are an unusual font, and there are ascenders and descenders and letters that nestle into one another and such. So it takes a little bit of playing around. But I finally got them to where I liked them, and then I decided I'll go ahead and add a little bit of glue to the backs of them. And this Nuvo Deluxe adhesive comes out in such a fine amount that I am able to go ahead and just stick it or glue it right, add the glue to the back of each of these little fine letters. A lot of times I will put the glue on the back of my hand and then dip them in, but I didn't do that this time, and it worked out fine. So I am going to frame the entire layout with something that is in black and white. So I'm kind of looking at the different papers that I might use. I thought I might use the diagonal, but I really liked this pattern paper better. Um, I think it is from, you know what, I don't even know where that black and white paper is from. To be honest with you, there's no branding strip on it, so I'm not even going to try and take a guess. But I really liked this pattern better than the diagonal stripe, so that is what I went with. I just trimmed everything down by a little bit more than a quarter of an inch, and then I matted the whole thing. And then I'm using my enamel dots. My goodness. Enamel dots from Gina Marie Designs, or Gina Marie, my goodness, yeah, Gina Marie Designs. Why am I having such a hard time with this today, you guys? And she has a great price on them, and I'm using these black ones that are matte, so they look kind of velvety. They're my favorite black ones, and I'll put a link down below for her website as well. There is the finished layout. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you have questions or comments, just leave those down below and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. I appreciate the time you've spent with me today. Don't forget to check out everyone else playing along. The link to the playlist is down below in my description box, as are the products that I've used. See you guys again tomorrow. Bye-bye.